come undone.
Nesty just walked in.
He's right there.
He is.
You know, we saw
GSL champion.
We saw NaDa walk in a little bit ago. We're going to be casting his game in a second here. Welcome back to the GSL. There's something wrong with my headset. It keeps coming up in my head. Welcome back to the GSL.
Maybe there's something wrong with your head, Tasteless.
No, my head is a perfectly shaped egg, like an egg-shaped thing. You know, human heads aren't circles; they're egg-shaped.
Mine's a circle.
Yours is like a perfect.
Actually,
circle.
I have the movie Alien.
Yeah.
My head is basically shaped like an alien head. It's like got all this long brain back there. You guys can't see it because I look straight at the camera.
That's why you have that.
When I turn my head too much, it's like you're like, oh my god! It's like it just comes way out here.
You're like knocking props over here and stuff. You turn like this and hit me in the face. We're back here at the GSL. We have Line against NaDa. Now, Line has had a lot of success here in this specific GSL, the Super Tournament, which, of course, has the most money in this in all of our GSLs. But NaDa is NaDa. Is NaDa. So this is going to be tough for Line. NaDa, one of the favorites here. We call him the Renaissance Nerds. And you're like, well, we'll talk about Line first. Let's give this guy some credit. Artosis, take it away.
Here is the guy that knocked out Jinro. So he's knocked out one favorite. Maybe he'll knock out another here.
He could.
He also took out Xenix Kyrix, who normally is pretty good ZVZ, man. Don't have a lot of complaints about his ZVZ. Pretty excited to see how he does against NaDa.
Well,
coming up and up.
Beating Jinro. Jinro is one of the best Terrans we have out here in Korea, despite him being Swedish. I mean, he's one of the best players in the scene.
Yep.
So, but you never know. I mean, we see these guys, and we always want to say something like, oh, well, he's not NaDa. He's going to lose. But then
people knock out NaDa every season, Tasteless.
Who knows? Maybe Line is going to be the next GSL champion.
Maybe he's the next in line to be knocked out by NaDa, though.
He could be. NaDa.
Let's take a look at the sickest nerd in the world.
No, it's not.
Maybe he is. Who knows?
He pulls a mask off Mission Impossible style. It's NaDa. We're like, oh.
Forfeits against real NaDa.
There he is. So we call this guy the Renaissance Nerd. A lot of people have messaged me on Twitter, be like, Tasteless, why do you do that? Well, because NaDa, just like in the Renaissance period, we had Renaissance men who were like good at all sorts of things.
Yeah.
This is the Renaissance Nerd.
He can do anything.
In really great shape, charming guy, great sense of humor. He's good at StarCraft.
He has all sorts of fun facts about whales.
Yeah. You know, he's great at pogo stick tricks.
Pogo stick tricks are pretty hard.
No, they're not easy, you know?
But seriously. Look at that shirt.
Look at that.
A lot of these teams
Where'd he get
come out
that?
with nice shirts.
That's fashionable. I'm just saying, you know, if I walked to the club there, I'd be cutting people in line and stuff.
Well, he's not. He can do that anyways.
He'd probably get in there for free. Oh, my God, there's Nesties in there. Oh, never mind, back to this game. Now, both these guys, almost 50-50 with their last games. Now, I know we have these recent 10 sets. Remember, guys, when you're this deep in a tournament, it's pretty hard to have anything other than 50-50.
Yes.
Sometimes you even see, 7 wins, or 7 losses, 3 wins, but almost nothing else in that. If you're this deep in the tournament, you have 9 wins and 1 loss, it's like, what?
Yeah, you're actually like a sicko. But, NaDa is a sicko, Tasteless.
He is.
And this is actually a guy that is wanting a GSL championship. He wants one bad.
Oh, he needs it, man. I mean, this guy is such a champion.
And if he could win one tournament, I think it's this one he'd want to, because, of course, this has a huge prize pool.
Well, here's the thing about NaDa is he likes money. And we have a lot of money for first place. All right, now onto this map. Map plural, maps. Terminus, crevasse, and dual site.
Notice that NaDa did remove Belshire
He's
Beach.
not a beach guy, much more of a mountain man. And over here, we see Zelnaga Fortress. He'd much rather, hang out in the caverns in a natural area. Not so much Zelnaga-made stuff out there. But Terminus Reed, that's going to be an interesting map for this ZVT. It's pretty big. Dual site will be interesting as well. I think that, but I'm most interested in this Terminus map. Coming in here, it's game time. Line against NaDa. Head-to-head, NaDa. One of the favorites in the world, not just in StarCraft 2, but in esports. Line, the underdog, the dark horse, if you will. Can he do it? Can he pull through and take out this Titan? Let's find out here at the GSL Super Tournament.
The next line versus Borges NaDa.
Down here in the bottom center, we have the red Zerg. He is
The next line.
There he is. Up here at 9 o'clock on Terminus Re.
Borges NaDa.
You like my sound
All right,
effects?
I'm back. That was great.
Yeah?
You're a natural, Artosis.
Thank you. I thought so too.
Want to give a little shout out to Wolf for bringing me some pizza.
Yeah, he brought me some pizza too, man. We're pretty hungry.
He came in on a
He's
little
a good
motorcycle with a Domino's hat on.
When he's not solo casting for a week straight, he likes to deliver pizzas.
That's hard to do, man, that solo casting he did. Anybody who gives him any crap needs to actually understand how hard that is. Because I did solo
It's very
casting for
difficult.
StarCraft 1. A lot of people actually, it's so funny when we meet people and a bunch of people are like, how did you get into this? I'm like, well, I did StarCraft 1 for. They're like, you did StarCraft 1? Yeah, man.
They're like,
Tell me
there
it
was a StarCraft 1? I'm like, yeah, man. Why
No,
do
but
you think it's called StarCraft 2?
I did solo casting for StarCraft 1 every weekend for the Avertech Intel Classic.
I remember I
Or-
watched you every
Yeah,
weekend.
man. You had your pom-poms out.
I did.
Now here we are together. But I got to tell you, that is the most wearing, difficult thing I think that there is as far as television is concerned. I'm not even joking. If you were to cast like GSL by yourself, no writers, no teleprompter, that's
pretty difficult.
That's tough. The only thing that could make that harder would be if you had to observe, but that is very difficult.
Yeah,
a lot of people in esports don't realize that some of the things that casters have to do is actually so insanely difficult compared to what most people in TV are doing.
It's very true. This is live unscripted television.
It's live unscripted television, dude, for several hours.
We come up with new jokes every day, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, actually, that's just us being goofy. It's
That's
hard,
just
man.
us on the 10-minute subway ride when I say shit and we're like, let's use it in the cast. I'm going to do this. Did you say this? Uh-oh, there's a Tastosa spot. You know, if you ever get bored on this map, you can basically just treat it like Where's Waldo, all right, and just try to find the Tastosa spot. But see, the Tastosa spot is smarter. It doesn't wear that cane with the little striped shirt.
It actually tries to blend in. Kids hate this game. So anyways,
Did you ever play Where's Waldo as a kid?
yeah, man, I love Where's Waldo.
Yeah, it's actually
I had a
good
lot of
game.
the books, actually. Now, NaDa has actually made a Macaraxis game.
And
So he is going to be putting on a lot of pressure. You know, he almost always does.
I love this build he does. It's actually the same build as what we've seen before. Sorry, go ahead.
But NaDa's hiding it this time because he's realized, hey, I do 2 barracks every time and people know it. So this time he has hidden one of them. But he keeps on showing all the Marines, so I think Line may know. He just may know, Tasteless.
Well, we'll see.
Oh,
I mean,
it looks like... No, we're not going to see any more
he'll
aggression.
probably wall that in with a third barracks.
Yeah.
Oh, see? There he goes.
We're like looking at my screen.
I know. I hate it when we accidentally do that. We start to cast up your screen.
Yeah. And it looks like NaDa going to go right into 4 barracks. Interesting. Getting double gas.
I think this may be
Should
similar
see
to
a
what we
timing
see SC
pressure.
do. Yeah.
I wonder if he'll go into 8 racks. That would be that'd be pretty surprising if he actually went into 8 racks. But I think, you know, a 4 racks pressure coming up. Whether he waits for stim or not, whether he waits for combat shields or not, sometimes you can just hit this funny amount of Marines where it's like, well, you know, I can send my SCVs if I want to buffer or whatnot, and it can do a lot of damage. Well, we do see a lot more Marines being made, a bunker going up. Speedlings do abound for Line, who is breaking through these rocks. Meantime, he is getting a Baneling Nest, so very, very smart move right there. And, uh-oh, NaDa peeking out. Doesn't like what he sees, though.
Yeah, that
It's
NaDa
like
has to be
peeking under
careful.
your bed and you see the boogie monster.
You actually see the
You're like,
monster. You're like, oh!
You go back up in the bed and wrap up tighter, man. That's what he's doing, going back
The
into his
boogie monster's
base.
like changing into your bed. He's like, awkward.
Well, we see the rocks going down. Stim upgrading.
We now have the Lings continuing to dart around out here. It's always great to tear down the rocks outside that third base because It just forces Terran to be more defensive. Now, Zerg sees the 3 bunkers, but he doesn't see the tech lab and the additional barracks. I'm sorry, did I say bunkers? The 3 barracks, but he doesn't see that 4th one with the tech lab. Now, there's no way for Zerg to guarantee that Terran is going to be aggressive here. There's a lot of different builds you can do from here. We've even seen Terran players wall in and not make Marines and go mech after 3 barracks. In this case, it's obvious he is making Marines because the barracks light up. There's an animation when they do that. Oh, there's a little arrow tone. The creep, where'd it go?
This seems unfair that the map would help line. Is the map helping NaDa?
No.
I don't see any arrows, man.
He doesn't need help, man. He's a Renaissance nerd.
He does have some cautionary signs around where the Zerglings may be.
Yeah, that's true. Caution. No, it says operations.
Well, there's another one further out that says caution. If I was a Zerg player, I'd definitely put Banelings there. And when I blow them up, I'd be like, it warned you, dude. I warned you.
You read the label, man?
Yeah, read the sign. Might save your life. You know, I like Lion's creep spread so far. He already has 3 tumors out, which is pretty good.
You know, Lion is a very good player.
Well, yeah.
It's just like he gets overshadowed by somebody like NaDa. Combat shield, by the way, on the way. Excuse me.
Blair is just finished for Lion, and he's getting centrifugal hooks. Of course, that was our hooks that Baneling uses to grab onto the ground and roll itself even quicker.
Stim now completing. Siege tanks on the way.
And he's getting a lot of lings right now, Tasteless, as he starts a Spire. It's going to be a little bit quicker Spire than we see from players like Lucira, but still going to be very Ling and Baneling heavy, which I totally subscribe to this type of Zerg. Fast mutas can be nice, but you have this extra measure of safety by going for a lot of Lings and Banelings first. And sometimes your opponent will even be like, well, there's no mutas, I don't really need this many turrets. Then you pop out the mutas, suddenly he's like, oh, booey.
Okay, here comes the medevac. Over this 4-nipple building.
And ready for him with some Lings.
I can't believe you dropped there. Whoa.
Yeah. That queen hates one of those Lings.
I know.
And does get rid of the one she hates.
The Zergling's going, mob, mob! He gets beaten down. Well, this is good. You know, when we were at MLG, one of the things I really noticed that I really admired about MMA was he would just fly around the map, just drop it under Overlords. You know? I was like, actually, that's great.
Yeah.
We don't see enough of that.
This map, sometimes a little bit harder. Line has put all his Overlords.
No, there's no way to do it on
over
this map.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just...
I'd give my Marines magnetic boots, make them walk out on the medevac and kill those Overlords. I don't know, man. I think it'd be a great Terran player with things like that.
Here comes the push.
Indeed it does. One Mutalisk being produced, a lot more, well, he has a lot of mutas already. Not a lot of Banes, though, because he has produced so many mutas. But he's making 20 more Lings. 120 supply for Line. 115 for NaDa. It looks like Line is going to do a counterattack, Tasteless. And this could be great. If NaDa does not have that bunker load.
Oh, he's ready for an interception here. Nice cover in there. Medevac gets away. Mutas take some damage. We're still getting a shot of the Mako reactor over there at the far upper right.
NaDa with a nice setup. But you got to be careful how long you sit in the middle. If Line ends up doing a sick flank, then gross things could happen.
+1 attack here. And, well, we'll see if the mutas can do much more damage. Lion is taking this the right way. He wants to make sure NaDa doesn't just keep walking forward.
This is such an interesting style. It's so contrary to like Lucira's style, where he'll make almost all Banelings with his gas. We're seeing almost full Mutalisk production and a lot of Speedlings just to suck up minerals. So we're going to see an insane amount of mutas, and I think this is going to have to be counter-attack based. Sure, if he picks off Siege Tanks, he can go ahead and engage the army, but as is, he is going to have to go ahead and do a lot of damage in the main, keep his opponent at bay. Here we have the mutas. +1 is almost done for them. Infestation Pit on the way, as well as a lot of drones. But no 4th base yet for Lion, whereas NaDa has taken his 3rd. So NaDa's actually going to have a better economy due to mules, and that could make it rough.
So, yeah, you're exactly right. He needs to get a 4th base up here. You can't just sit on 3 bases. NaDa, I think, was initially planning on engaging, then it's like, well, he's probably done a few scans. It's like, well, he's not actually expanding. Nothing forces me to attack here.
Takes out that turret. More turrets being made. Muta's just trying to get in whatever harassment they can, but the Marines there are causing some problems. They do have 1-1. And we do have the glands coming up for Infestors, as well as a Hive. So it looks like he will be going Infestor instead of Banes, really. He has a few Banes, of course, but has really not made many. Only 5 Banes thus far. I'm sorry, 9 Banes. But, making more and more mutas as well. So, yeah, this is actually quite interesting. The Fungals obviously are to take care of the Marines, but Muta Infestor is not something that you see all that much. Normally they tend to work out with Banes a little bit better, but against the Siege Tanks, maybe this is the way that Lion wants to roll.
All right, nice turret usage here. But you know what? It looks like Turret's going to drive out. No, he's not. We're the Marines. All right, I was going to say.
About 2 or 3 mutas during that to kill not too much.
All right, Lion is double expanding. This may be the moment NaDa wants to push. NaDa can also take a 4th base.
And Lion suddenly mass expanding tasteless. He is taking 2 other bases right now.
Yeah.
Muta's still flying around. And Greater Spire is on the way. I think that is going to signal the end of Mutalist production.
And he
does have 18 of them. Oh my god, he has 18 mutas.
Well, that's the beauty of getting that many mutas. I mean, you can actually really punish the Terran in his main. Looks like NaDa is actually just going to sit back and wait too. He's not maxed out yet, but he will be pretty soon here.
Now, more Banelings are being morphed. There are a few Infestors out. Not a lot for getting Glands. Normally, if you get Glands, you're going to be going pretty heavily Infestor, but it looks like he just wants to, well, hold that thought. We do have some mutas harassment. You know what's interesting is this little group is only 12 mutas. He has more mutas sitting around somewhere. In fact, I see where they are on the map there at his rally point, but has not joined them in yet. And we do have a little attack up there. Trying to send some Banes, does not work. Things will go down quite easily as well. Just not doing a whole lot of
that
damage.
was a pretty pitiful attack. Now,
Tasteless pities your attack.
I pity you. I pity the nerd. Well, this could be bad for NaDa if he continues to be passive for that much longer. We have 3 Marines moving up now. Thor's coming out. It's kind of the final piece in the Terran army.
Oh, God, I love that triple starport, by the way.
That's so good.
It's so intelligent because now he can actually produce enough Vikings to take out Broods. If Vikings are what you're going to do against Broodlords, you have to make a lot tasteless.
Absolutely. Well, because even if you Corruptors out, they're going to wreck the Vikings.
Now, the cool thing about Broodlords is they force tanks to unsiege, and tanks are the counter to Banelings and Infestors. So, what we're going to see here is a battle. How long can NaDa keep his tanks sieged to keep the Banelings and Infestors away from his Marines? And that's what it's all going to come down to. NaDa moving forward. Both players are maxed out. It's getting scary. I'm nervous. Are you nervous? Here we go! And he turns around.
That's good. That's all Lion wants him to do is siege up. He can back up. He says, I don't even have to deal with this.
Those Thors, by the way, just did a good amount of damage to the mutas. All the mutas taking a lot of damage there.
More Banelings on the way. Broodlords also on the way. Not a ton, but
no, it looks like just
one.
In fact.
No, actually 4 now.
Oh, there we go. And
Lion's got to be careful.
Here. He's got to throw some Fungals up on those Marines in the front. There we go. One going off. And it's taking out a bit of Marines. But he loses much more supply than he actually kills.
I don't know if I'm not entirely sure if Lion can stop this push. That's a pretty nice spread.
Yeah, NaDa's doing a great job with this push, dividing the map up a little bit. Lion does have a base in the top right that he's sending those drones to, though. Like a couple bases up there.
Broodlord's out.
Ooh, the Broodlords are going to be so critical here. NaDa continues to pump Thors, continues to get his upgrades going.
Terran, it looks like he's just going to push into the main. Oh, no, excuse me. Has he got to go back?
NaDa does have 2-2, 3-3 on the way in.
Whoa!
Wait a second. Here we go. And some Fungals going off. That was not
totally
that good,
denied.
though. As Tasters would say, that was not too impactful.
No, it's not.
Yeah, the
that
reverse
attack was
impactivity that he was looking for.
That attack was somewhat impotent.
Somewhat.
Get this attack some Viagra. Sieging up now. He's continuing to go in.
And NaDa is going to want to be very careful with these Marines.
Stim.
That is a lot of Broods, but that is a lot of Vikings as well. The Mutas come up, but with Thors there, they go down just as quickly. And it looks like NaDa just might
I think
get
that's
too
it,
far.
man. Yeah,
he might get too far in, man.
The Vikings are actually taking out all these Broodlords. It's not the quickest procedure in the world, but it is happening.
The thing is, if he gets in here and actually kills the tech off, but
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of damage is being done still.
Nope,
more and more links coming out.
Line's okay. Too many corruptors.
Well, more Thors are joining the fray. And
Nice firing there by the Thors, but it's not enough. Man, those Broodlords barely saved the day.
yeah, I mean, as more Broodlords joined the fray, he showed us how to save a life.
Wow. He showed us how to save the day.
I'm so happy. All right.
Life is good.
Yes, it is.
Life is good. StarCraft is on TV. Life is good. You know, here's a problem for NaDa. He's not actually taking any more of the map. He's like dealing damage, but that's it. This can't last forever. He's going to have to get an expansion soon.
Quite true. Well, you know, right now, NaDa, he actually does have minerals left in his natural stone. Just kind of jumping around the map, taking a look-see. This fourth base, of course, is okay. Trying to take this as a fifth. Right now, we do have 71 drones against 69 SCVs, 5 Broodlords morphing, 5 already open. So we're going to have 10 Broods. As far as income goes, Line is ahead, but NaDa is not in a terrible spot for income.
No, not at all.
It's definitely recoverable.
Yeah, more and more Vikings now coming out. Now, the big question for Lion is how many Corruptors does he get versus how many Broodlords? Because the Corruptors are actually pretty good against Broodlords.
That's quite true, and NaDa's making a lot of Thors, and actually Corruption is very good against Thors.
That
It
is
helps the
very
damage
good.
of the Banelings against them. I mean, not the Banelings, but the Broodlings. NaDa's starting to get pretty mobile here, and that's a funny command center's placement.
Okay, he's coming out now again here.
Line does have +3 melee attack, rolling up, trying to get some damage done here.
NaDa,
Lands that barracks.
beautiful. Nice block.
Yeah, very nice lane.
Zerg gets inside. NaDa's defense has been breached.
In the meantime, we do have a huge attack over here. A ton of Broodlords and Corruptors. The Marines, though, just dealing too much damage. As well as those Vikings and Thors. And oh my
God, unbelievable. And I don't think actually Lion could stop this attack. But meanwhile, back in Lion's base, we'll have a shot of that soon.
The Zerglings are inside the base, Tasteless.
They are doing a ton of damage. That's all of his production facilities. Note there is a planetary, though, in the center left location for that Terran expansion. So he can actually just relocate everything there. Terran can actually get into the main now, take out all the key tech buildings, reset that. Zerg's going to have to start at layer tech now.
Well, NaDa is his Thor, Marine, Viking combo. Obviously, that's going to be amazingly good against Broodlord play. But really, when Line sees that, if he can just somehow get a bunch of Infestors out, then he can beat that unit composition. Infestors counter all those units.
Right.
So, unfortunately for him, though, looks like he's only rebuilding his spawning pool, spire, and Baneling Nest. You know, he's losing all his tech, obviously, but only rebuilding those. He does have a couple Infestors over at one of his bases. Not in the meantime, mass building migration towards the top right. Look, they're even flying in an arrow.
Look at that.
They're going north for the summer to their breeding grounds where the food is plentiful and the predators are not.
Even the dodo is there.
The dodo? It's like extinct and it can't fly. It's like, no,
man, the dodo's there, dude. You know why it's extinct? It's because it couldn't fly. You know that, right?
Yeah.
The dodo is like, you just like see predators and be like, huh. You know, it's gonna shrug it off.
Actually, one of the most interesting things to read about is how all ground finches and stuff pretty much went extinct.
Why
Because they couldn't fly away when people brought cats to the islands.
Oh, interesting.
Wow. It's one of my favorite things to read about.
Top 10.
You guys are laughing and being like, oh, that's a weird joke. It's not actually. I'm actually sharing myself with you guys. All right. So, we do have NaDa just attacking in here. His Thors are going to be unbelievably cost-effective here.
Here we go.
Counterattack.
It's not enough, I think. Well, we'll see.
There are a lot of Banelings, but Banelings against Thors normally doesn't work out. Yeah, and once again,
all
it does
right.
not.
We are actually in an episode of, Cowboy Bebop or
Actually, He might be able to still do this, Tasteless. He might still be able to do this. At this point, even killing Broodlings is dangerous. I think he has to micro with those shuttles a little bit. Oh, never mind. He has actually reproduced up there. NaDa has made enough depots to be making units. And even though these Thors may, in fact, be taken out.
Well, he's just going to have an army after this. GG.
And that mule drop was not to brag. That was actually to repair the Thors. FYI.
Yeah. Nice job, NaDa.
NaDa's like, whew, that was actually hard.
That was actually a pretty tricky game. I mean, it was almost a base trade situation. They both lost their homes.
In fact, it was a base trade situation.
Yeah, I don't even know why I said almost.
I think it was almost exactly what it was.
It was almost a Terran versus Zerg.
That was almost line against NaDa. I'm like,
It just was, man. This is the Super Tournament here at the GSL, the largest prize pool yet. We make super nerds. Some kind of a super nerdatosis. Wow. NaDa, probably pretty pleased with that game. He is saying good job to his opponent in the game chat.
I'm just trying to think what a super nerd is. It's like somehow he has a pocket protector stuck to his faded Yoda t-shirt.
Instead of having a fanny pack, he's got a satchel. Our map is going to be Crevasse. Great map, big open map. You know, obviously you want to be careful. I think your third is a little bit more pivotal than your second as far as bases go. And we're going to get this underway.
Taking the fourth, a lot of it has to do with that as well.
Yeah.
Will they be close positions where they actually can push, or will the fourths be easier to protect? I don't know. We'll see where they spawn.
We'll find out. All right, the countdown started. Lion against NaDa, game number 2. Lion had a great showing against NaDa, but NaDa was just too good. Let's see if we can change that, or rather if he can change that, here at the GSL Super Tournament.